Thank you for staying with KTN Weekend Prime. Now, when prosopis juliflora plant, locally known as Mathenge, was introduced in Lake Baringo basin in the 1980s, its intended purposes were afforestation and providence of wood fuel to locals. However, over the years, the thorny plant, described as extremely invasive, has become a source of pain and misery for locals, with many sustaining chronic wounds that at times leads to amputation. KTN's Elfas Lagat visited Ngambo location in Baringo and explored the paradox of Mathenge Plant.
Mathenge, 63 years old, stares blankly at a swollen, sweaty foot that is slowly rotting away. A deep wound of over 20 years, which she sustained after she was pricked by a noxious shrub locally known as Mathenge.
Alikuwa siku ile mimi naingia, sisi naenda kasi, kutafuta kasi ya makaa. Alafu mimi nakanyaga bila kuona, akachoma mimi.
The scorching sun in Marigat is not making things easier for the elderly woman. Her heavy foot sweats and tingles with the intensifying heat. The wound is chronic and unbearably painful.
Mimi nasikia uchungu. Hii mguu mimi nafikiri nakatwa tu hii mguu.
Inatoa jasho.
Natoa jasho tu. Usiku nakuwa chungu. Na kukaa natoa jasho tu.
Alianza kudungwa na imiba. Tulifikiria tu pengine itasapona. Lakini baadaye tukaona inakuwa affected, pengine imiba iko ndani, tukapeleka kwa hospitali. Kupeleka hospitali tukakuta daktari anasema imiba hakuna ndani. Na tunaona mguu ya mama inaelekea kuharibika, inaelekea kuchimbika, inaelekea kufura.
Martha is not alone. Several other locals have fallen victims to the wounds caused by sharp thorns borne by the shrub. In some cases, some have been amputated as wounds fail to heal, further aggravating the situation here. It is an extraordinary plant that is evergreen and thrives well in sections of Baringo that have harsh climatic and weather conditions. But on the flip side, residents here say that this tree has poisonous substance that cause chronic wounds that hardly heal. Mathenge plant, native to Mexico, South America and the Caribbean, was introduced at Lake Baringo basin in 1983 and 1984 for purposes of afforestation and as wood fuel for locals.
My name is Simon Choge. I am the Center Director of KEFRI, Kenya Forest Research Institute, Baringo Center. Prosopis has a long story. It's a plant which is originating from South America. It does very, very well in desert conditions, areas which are very, very dry.
Homesteads are not spared as the plant spreads quickly and is hard to control.
Initiatives to address the issue of prosopis began in 1999 because prosopis was not the problem in Kenya up to the El Nino phenomenon in 1997. So usually prosopis responds very much to moisture. When the moisture levels increase, there is a substantial amount of prosopis that grows in the environment. So for the first time in Kenya, prosopis became an issue in 1998.
Mathenge plant is, however, said to be beneficial as the pods can be used as cattle feeds when finely grinded. While research on how best to control the invasive prosopis is currently ongoing, it is undoubtedly a paradox of a plant that is both beneficial and harmful, with residents now agitating for its removal. And even as efforts are geared towards containing the invasive nature of prosopis, it remains an extraordinary plant. On one side, it has nutritional benefit, but on the other, it can be hazardous to humans and animals. Elfas Lagat, KTN.